And here they come. From everywhere.
Stevie, it seems like every week people are rushing the field and just to rush the field. I don't understand it. I totally understand the Gamecock faithful for tripping over the hedges, student body running out after they beat Texas A&M. But, man, we're seeing this almost every week. But I just wonder, do they know that they're going to receive a fine? That's what usually happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of kids, man. They're trying to have fun. I don't know. You got to rush the field when something great happens. I mean, what is that telling you about your program that you got so happy that you beat someone? You have to rush the field, and it's just a regular game, you know? It's
just a regular season game. I get it for, the Cocks. They put it on the Aggies, and we're going to talk about this in episode 422. We're also going to talk about this big 4-game stretch that the Longhorns can make a November to remember, just like they did last year. And we got one of your fellow Shreveport, Louisiana boys with you who you guys made a pipeline from Shreveport, Highway 79 to Austin, and really got it going for Mac Brown and back in that old national power, Evangel Christian. Man, that's coming up next on this episode. And, Stevie, I got to ask one thing. You have faith in November?
I do.
You do?
I do. Yeah. We'll come out of this stretch of 4 games undefeated.
Undefeated. You heard it here. Stevie Lee said it. 0 losses for the Texas Longhorns. Hey, let's do this.
There's some guys that maybe got to get their mental health space, kind of maybe realigned with all that a season can put on them and make sure we have resources for them that way. There's other guys that maybe just need some physical rest. And so where that lands on each guy is a little bit different. We just want to make sure our players know, Quinn included, that all of those resources are here for them to get that done, whatever it makes them feel like. When we come back next Monday, their battery's charged up as close to 100%. They feel as good as they can feel for this kind of 4-game stretch that we have coming up.
Yeah, you heard Stevie. This 4-game stretch, he said Texas is going undefeated, and that would put them in at 11-1, going to the SEC title game. That 4-0 means that you're saying Texas will win at A&M, where the average seat price is probably about $800 on the secondary market. 4-0 in the month of November. Stevie, real quick, coming out of bye weeks like this, I mean, it feels like it's been 2 or 3 weeks at least since Texas has been on the field. What's your thought? I mean, what's your feel? You heard Sark talk about utilizing the resources to get the mental piece ready for this long, really draining 4-game stretch with 2 big road games as well.
Yeah, man. I think they'll do fine, man. They'll do a good job of getting these kids ready. Torrey Beckton has them primed and ready to go. We've had a bye week already this year, and so we came out of that bye week with one. We had a loss in that second phase of the season. Now this is the third phase of the season. We'll be perfectly fine. I think that we'll be perfectly fine. They use this week to. I wanted them to use this week to hone in on some of the offensive line problems that had come up. I think that I hope they did that and see what they come out with this Saturday against Florida. Man, I think they'll be ready. They'll be fine.
Yeah, Florida Lagway, their great young quarterback. He's hurt, and we're going to talk about that. They had a really good game against Georgia. But before we get going, be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. There they are. And the streak continues. I haven't updated TikTok in now over three months and 3 weeks. But, it's just life's too busy to be. We need to hire somebody And most importantly, we got to give a shout out to the group that makes it happen, the pride of Shreveport, Louisiana, and they're all over Central Texas. Hargrove Roofing, Stevie Lee, you're one of the main faces. You share it with the kicker with the best hair in college football, Bert Auburn. But I think maybe you say it a little better than he does. No offense, Bert. Lots of love to you.
Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Always do. Never in doubt. Go see Coach and the boys off of the Austin office, Central Texas office, off of Ashdale in North Austin. Hey, before we make a switch and bring in what will be a new VIP alumni, how about those doubting that win at Vanderbilt in Nashville 2 weeks ago almost? They're bowl eligible. They won at Auburn, which Auburn's not great, but it's still a road SEC game. And Pavia, that quarterback, just had his way with Auburn. I mean, did you get a chance to see that?
I watched a little bit of it, man. But like I told y'all, Auburn's not a bad team, man. I keep telling everyone that Auburn's good. They're bowl eligible. There's some big.
You mean Vanderbilt? Vanderbilt.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, Vanderbilt. I told y'all a long time ago Vanderbilt was very good. And there's a lot of teams, traditionally good teams out there that are not bowl eligible yet, right? And Vanderbilt is. And I told y'all they were a good team. Yes, we beat them by 3 points. We should have beat them by a little bit more than that, but we still got to win against a good team, man. So hats off to them. That's awesome. Good for them.
Good for them. Well, we're going to continue this conversation, but we're going to bring in somebody who, well, both of you know probably too much about each other. And I love it that the fact that this guy is as follically challenged as I am. He looks better with it, but, man, we bring the shine. So to you viewers, the listeners, you're good. But to the viewers, you're about to get free LASIK surgery from the shine off of our domes. Stevie, in what few words, how do you describe this guy we're about to bring in?
No, and in all honesty, man, this dude's been my best friend since 9th grade, dude. So I don't know, since that was 94, I guess.
Oh.
1994. So what is this, 30 years now? So good dude. Always there for me, and I hope that I'm always there for him, man. But when we get together, man, it is belly laughs. My cheeks hurt from laughing so much. So hopefully we'll bring this energy to you guys right now.
We're gonna do it. Let's make that smooth transition. Look at this guy.
Hey,
Phillip
guys.
Geiggar. I got to ask you, PG, how often have you been called Geiggar?
Ooh, I've heard that pronunciation a lot lately since my son is playing football.
Yeah.
And they've been butchering it just like they butchered mine. So I said, you got to go. I said, you got to go through it too. So, I've heard it a lot.
So, Stevie, I want to surprise you guys with a photo, a little montage. Only 3 of them, so there's no incriminating evidence here. But these guys grew up in Shreveport, played for the national powerhouse that was Shreveport Evangel. So you guys followed each other to Austin to play for Mack Brown. And quite honestly, how did Mack Brown get you both here?
Golly, man. Mac had a lot to do with me coming here, a lot to do with it, but it was really mainly the city for me.
Okay.
I love that downtown Austin was right next door to the university. I just love, metro cities like that. And then I love the players that were here. we come from Shreveport, Louisiana, and everything is just white and black. That's it. And but when I got to Austin, I saw all kinds of people, all walks of life, and then the team they were all hanging out all together, white and black. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Yeah. So when we went out, when the team took us out as recruits, we would go to, was it Side Street, Phillip?
Yeah,
Side Street Bar, right there on 6th and whatever, right off 6th Street. And the whole team was partying together. And we didn't see that in some of the places that we visited, you know.
Really?
Yeah, some places black players go somewhere and then all the white guys go somewhere, you know. But at the University of Texas, we were all together. And I like that about the time. I like that about the team. I like Coach Brown. Coach Brown never said, he never gave me a position. Coach Brown was like, if you work hard in practice and you're the best one, then you'll play. You know, every other coach was like, oh, you'll start immediately here, you know, without seeing me play in person. You know what I'm saying? And so I knew that was wolf tickets. And and so I loved how Coach Brown was just real with me, and he was just genuine. I don't know, Phillip may feel differently. I don't know.
Yeah, no, my experience is the same. I'll never forget, like Stevie said, as soon as because Mac Brown stopped the practice. He stopped the spring practice and had those guys come over and meet us.
Wow.
And immediately they felt like brothers. They fit right in with our personalities, our joking ways that me and Stevie have. Like, I'll never forget when Rod Babers was like, oh, Lord, we got another Chico DeBarge. And so, and that just cracked me up. It drew me in because that's right up my personality, the joking and all that stuff. But with Mac, same thing. He was honest with me too. And he said, Phillip, if you don't come here, we'll find a player just as good or better than you. And I absolutely loved his honesty. And I said, if he'll be this honest with me and he is recruiting me, then he'll be honest with me when I come. And then, so same thing downtown, when we're walking downtown on our visit, it's a lot of diversity, which is what I love. And then while we're walking on 6th Street, I hear somebody out in the distance say, welcome to Texas, Phillip. And I'm like, wow. They know,
my goodness.
They know that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And so I just felt the love of the people here, and how nice they were and genuine. And so I knew in my heart that this was a place for me, even though some people don't know this. I originally committed to Miami before here.
The U, okay.
Yeah.
So one more quick question about Shreveport. I knew I was in my second job in the media before I went to Oklahoma City, then back home to Austin. I was in East Texas as a sports director at an ABC station, and Lufkin was really good back then. Mm-hmm. And you guys were on top of the world, and you guys played Lufkin back-to-back years. I don't know if you guys were on either one of those teams.
No, we never played Lufkin. I think that was after we left.
Okay. It was describe to people, because Evangel's really small as far as enrollment.
Yeah.
But the USA Today wrote stories about you guys. You were rated number 1 in the high school poll. I mean, what was that like? Because private schools is a thing in Louisiana, unlike most states. I know California is that way, and there's a little bit of that integration here in Texas.
Well, back then it was.
Yeah.
Back then in was that the 90s, Phillip?
Yeah.
Yes. So for me, you know, Phillip was a member of the church that funded Evangel. So Phillip, when did you start going to Evangel?
I started going to Evangel in when I was in 6th grade. So yeah.
So he was indoctrinated into that cult really early. I'm joking, man. I love those guys over there, man. So no, so I went to Evangel as a freshman in high school. So I was in public school from middle school and elementary, and I went over there for a visit, and they never let me go. So being at Evangel, people always, joke about us recruiting and we can do this, and that, but we never did. And I'm being totally honest with you guys. What we did was the people that were there, we worked. That's all we did. We had this program called Bigger, Faster, Stronger. Right, Phillip?
BFS.
BFS. And we were up early before school, working out, and practice. We worked hard in practice and everything. So our coach just they hammered everything like work ethic into us. And so you can be the skinniest kid coming over, but if you're working and, keep working out, you'll see the field. It was just the work that we put in. And the rest is history. I mean, everyone knows, well, not everyone, but most people know that we went 60-0 in high school.
Yeah.
We didn't lose a football game.
Incredible.
So, yeah. So, I mean, that's part of it for me, Phillip. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I mean, I've just commented on a thing on Facebook. I didn't realize how many feelings we hurt because West Monroe is still mad at us for beating them in a championship game our senior year, but they don't, like Stevie said, they didn't see us bear crawling in the middle of January and at 7 o'clock in the morning, 100-yard bear crawls when the field is iced over.
Over. Yeah.
And we get down there and our fingers and hands are all cut up, and they don't see that. And so, Stevie, I don't know if you go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'll go back to it.
Well, because our freshman year, there was a group of guys that went into the coaches and said, "Coach, we're not going to lose a game in our career here." Now, I was in the back of that group because I was like, "Y'all crazy?" Because Haynesville, I've seen Haynesville play, and they were good.
Yeah.
So, but you just had that group of guys that just believed in each other and believed in themselves, and then they worked their butt off.
Yep. Yep.
Well, go ahead, Steve.
So our quarterback was Brock Berlin, fearless leader. He was probably the main one that said that in the room.
Yep.
But the other storybook ending to this whole, us as freshmen coming in and playing as freshmen, and then taking over the team, and then our senior year finishing it off. We were 3A. We were a 3A school whooping everybody in 3A. We were 3A school coming to Texas. We beat Marshall.
Yeah, great program back then.
Exactly. We beat Marshall. We beat John Tyler.
Mm-hmm. Cujo.
Mm-hmm. And then there was what was the other? We beat Dallas Carter.
Yeah.
Longview. Did you play Longview?
Did we play Longview, Phillip?
No, they didn't want to see us.
They didn't want to see it. And then we beat Carter. Dallas Carter came to our place.
They were good back in the day. Really,
they were good. And my story, I got another funny story about Carter, but let me finish this. Is we were 3A doing all of that, and then our senior year, our enrollment is for 3A. We have enough for 3A, but back then in Louisiana, you can play up 2 divisions if you wanted to. Yeah. So our senior year, we jumped to 5A, right? So we were 3A all those years, and we were like, you know what? We're whooping everybody. Let's jump up to 5A. We go into 5A, and we're killing everybody in 5A in our district because the Shreveport schools back then weren't very good. The 5A district wasn't that good. But when you got to the playoffs, we had to play Archbishop Shaw down in New Orleans. Who else did we play? We played Catholic. Where Major Applewhite at the school.
And GB.
And GB, yeah, Greg Brown. And then we finish it off by playing West Monroe, arch rivals, West Monroe in the Superdome, 2 North Louisiana schools going at it. One huge school, one very, very small school. And they had, what was his name that played for the Dallas Cowboys? Brady James?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember
yeah, they had Brady James. They had a couple other players and a couple other players that went on to play at LSU too. So it was a very, very tense game. And it's on YouTube. You guys can go and find it. But it was a tense game, and we came out on top, and we finished our career. We told the coach what we wanted to do, and we did it.
Yeah.
And that year we came out with Fox Sports Fab 500 or Fab 50, ranked number 1 in the country. And we called that our national championship. We're national champions from high school, man. So, and it all came from just working hard in the summer.
So Phillip was part of the DBU. It was brought back and from when Mac Brown arrived, and from 2004, both you guys got to play in the Sugar Bowl, and so now you guys set a standard for DBU. I mean, all these DBs still come to Texas to continue that legacy, and I think I cannot wait to hear Phillip's take. I hear Stevie's all the time. I love it, but. Let's talk modern day. All right, we'll start out with our guest, our new VIP alumni of Stories Inside the Man Cave. PG, this November, I don't remember the quote that Mac always said. What was it he said about November? There was something he always said. It tried to instill in all of his players.
Ooh.
There was something he said about it. This is where you make or become a champion, something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. Obviously, this is a very important month. You got some pretty good teams this month. Obviously, now we have A&M back. But, yeah, I don't remember. Huh?
Do we, though?
I mean,
we lost yesterday.
Yeah, no. I thought Reed.
We're going to talk about that too.
Yeah, I thought Reed was going to play better, but it's an important month. It's later in the year. Especially now you got the playoffs. You're trying to get in that top 4 spot so you can get a bye. This is your playoff. This whole month is playoffs, so you don't want to lose, especially this late in the season. So it's a very important month. But I'm sure Mac had something pretty clever and important to say about this month, because it's an important month.
Yeah. So you got Texas starts with Florida at home after a bye week this Saturday. I think it's at 11 a.m. Then they go to a place which I don't care how good Arkansas is. That is a hornet's nest. Fayetteville. Come back home for Kentucky, which is coached by a Stoops. You guys know about the Stoops all too well. And then in the regular season, and I've said it, and Stevie and I both have talked about it, we said before the year started that Texas at A&M more than likely could become a game. The winner gets to it will determine who goes to the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
And right now, that's holding true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you guys see any – we'll start with you, Stevie. I know you've got some things to say, but Florida's getting better. They're not awful like they were at the beginning of the year. Do you see – you said 4-0, but you've got to see some threats here. What makes you think Texas is going to improve enough?
Well, Florida lost they're down to the third string Yale walk-on quarterback. So, I don't know about them. I mean, they can always sneak up on you. It is the SEC.
Right.
I do worry about that Arkansas game. I think that they are not worrying about anybody else. They just want to spoil a Texas team in a Texas season. They hate them. They hate us more than they love themselves.
That's true.
They really do. And they're going to be spitting fire. Like you said, it's a hornet's nest up there. So we got to go in there very focused when we walk off the bus, play the game, and get the hell out of Fayetteville, quick. So, and I hate Arkansas. That's the only home game I ever lost in that stadium. Was against Arkansas and Houston Nutt. Hate them.
Very tall quarterback.
Yeah.
Matt Jones.
Big old
Matt
boy.
Jones, yeah. Yeah, man. And we understand why he ran so fast. He was on coke. So you ain't gonna catch no crackhead. So, man, I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize, Matt, if you're out there. It's just a joke, lighthearted. But yeah, man, yeah. So it's that stretch, those two games. Florida, I think we'll be okay. We got to be really focused against Arkansas. Kentucky is at home. We got to, not be looking forward to A&M and actually play Kentucky while we're at home. And then, we go and make sure we are, doing what we're supposed to do against A&M, because you're right. That game is going to be like they're pissed mad for the last 10 years that we left them with a loss. You know what I'm saying?
At least.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to want us back, want to get their lick back. But, we got to keep our eyes on the prize and just, fight through that.
PG, I got to ask you, I know defense, that's your specialty. You're a great DB for Texas. And that, I think the defensive backfield with Makuba healthy, that's a solid secondary. But, the big thing that I think everyone's concerned about, and from your eyes, what do you think that problem is with that O-line, which was supposed to be a strength? Is it a combination of O-line, running backs not picking up blitzes, Quinn? What do you think's going on there as well?
I think it's a communication breakdown somewhere. And then when you have number one draft picks line up across from you, you cannot miss any communications, right? I mean, because Georgia had some dogs on that line.
No pun intended.
Right, no pun intended. So I think there was just some communications. They did a good job of showing something but playing something else. So I just think it's just communication, because I know one of the offensive line at least should be a first rounder, right?
Oh, yeah, Kelvin. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's communication, and I'm assuming that they communicated that in the film room, and so communication can do so much. I mean, it can help so much, and so I think that's just where the breakdown is. I think those guys will be fine.
So it's communication?
Yeah.
Big deal. Vanderbilt, the 10 penalties for 108 yards. I mean, wow. I mean, that negates a lot. And we're talking, Steve and I talked about it last week. They negated chunk plays, big yardage gains.
Yeah.
Because of penalties.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? I mean, is that just something you got to live with on the road, or do you think it's something that's a problem on that team?
Well, I think you should look at why those penalties were committed. Was it because you had lazy feet? Did you not move your feet? Were you lazy, being lazy on that play? Did you try to take a play off? Me being a coach, looking at all that stuff is always my saying is to my kids: lazy feet get you beat, and it pretty much happens every time. If you got beat, it's 95% of the time it's probably because you had lazy feet and didn't move your feet. And so it's just that kind of stuff. It's the little things that are big things, right? And so, I'd be pretty sure that they'd fix that this week.
Oh, I would venture. It'll be. I would love just to see what all has improved Texas and Florida at DKR. Now, we spoke a lot about A&M already. They were upset by those Cocks in Columbia, South Carolina. Everybody anticipated this, but for some reason, everybody thought this game could be a huge thorn. And so the freshman quarterback, Marcel Reed, got I believe it was his first start. I think he was told on Thursday, hey, Elko told him, you're starting now. The kid is fleet of foot, but South Carolina did to them what Georgia did to Texas.
Yeah, I don't think I really had any opportunities to pull the ball. They definitely game plan to try to keep me inside the tackle box this week. So, we had a couple design runs trying to get outside, but ultimately, we tried to do a lot of drop back and, just try to get our receivers the ball because we knew what they were going to game plan for. And, we knew we were going to get ourselves into this week.
So that is a well-spoken for a freshman. Mm-hmm. That kid's upside's way up there. But what did you guys – we'll start with you, Stevie, real quick on A&M. What did you see from them? Did you see – they've obviously are better, but 44-20 on the road?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, but what I saw was inconsistencies. Yep. And they'll be really good one week and then look like trash the next. And when you have a big emotional win like they did against LSU, a lot of times that second week is going to kill you. Right. And that's exactly what happened.
What did you think, PG? I mean, did you see a team that wasn't ready for that type of environment? Or I don't know. I was shocked. I knew that they would be challenged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the freshman quarterback, I think the atmosphere was too big for him. I didn't think he understood what he was walking into going over there, and that crowd was live. I mean, they were they were crazy, and so and that energy just poured out onto the field, into the Gamecocks, and so like he said, they schemed them very well. They probably got out coached too.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
And then halftime adjustments. You know, I think the Gamecocks quarterback had 86 yards passing at halftime, and then finished with like 200 and something in the second. You know, finished the game, and so I think they just got their butts whooped and they got out coached.
And that led to this. If you got Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, and A&M all at the top, and LSU with one conference loss. I mean, I would go ahead and cut off at the 2 losses, because I think anyone with 2 losses right now, you're still alive. I mean, this is a competitive race. I mean, I will venture to say, would y'all agree? The SEC may have 2 losses.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I love about the SEC. Like, there is no week off. Like in the Big 12, you could guarantee some wins, but you really can't, especially now that Vanderbilt is doing pretty good.
Yeah. You
can't really you can't take any weeks off. I'm really happy to see OU that low, though. I love it. Made my day today.
Yeah.
Stevie, what's your take, man? What do you see here? I mean, this is what's going to make November so much fun.
It's going to be so much fun, man. Does Georgia have to play Tennessee? Are they done that?
I haven't seen it, but listen, man, they have got to go to a 9-game conference season instead of letting them play these 1AA FCS teams like they always have. I don't understand that. I get that. You get kind of a week off, but you still, I don't know. I don't understand the justification for that.
Yeah. Well, no, it's going to be fun, man. With Texas keep doing what they're doing, A&M, if they get back on track, and we're both, with one loss going into that game, Phillip's right when he said earlier, we're already in the playoffs. We can't lose. You got to win out right now, man, just so you can make it to the Big 12, the SEC championship game. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, as far as nationally, I couldn't believe it, man. Penn State just cannot beat Ohio State. That's like the 8th consecutive year that this has happened. But after the game, so Jason Kelce was on ESPN College Game Day. He's walking back.
Yeah, I saw that. And
some jackass fan is talking noise to him and basically said, hey, your brother is an expletive F, what ends with a T, for dating Taylor Swift. And he was harassed, and I don't have a problem with this reaction right here.
Kelce. Hey, Kelce. How do you feel your brother's is back in Taylor? Kelce, can I get a fist bump? Kelce, can I get a fist bump?
Took the guy's cell phone, threw it on the ground. Apparently, before that, I was reading that the same guy or another person was shoving him from back, and it made him slip. What's wrong with these people in these cell phone videos?
Dude, I think that they watch too much of the internet and don't think that there are real consequences of things that they say and do. There's this saying that you F around and find out, right?
FAFO.
And so people start to F around because they see it on social media and they don't see the aftermath. And so they go out and say wild things and do wild things until they run into somebody like Kelce.
Well, Geiggar, I read one person reaction and said Kelce should have just kept walking. But, man, you can't let somebody put their hands on you.
No, I mean, when I first saw that video, I was really hoping that Kelce just turned around and gave him 4 knuckles to the face. Like that's what I was hoping for.
Yep.
Because like Stevie said, you can't just, this is not Twitter, it's not Instagram comments. Like you can't just go up to people and do that. And a lot of these people are doing this just so they can go brag to their friends that, hey,
Right.
This is what I said to Kelce and yada, yada, yada. It's for bragging rights. It's for the gram. It's stupid. It's stupid. And I think there should be consequences for that, whether it be from Kelce or legally. I don't know what they can do, but like you can't just push people like that.
Can't put your hands on people.
I mean, he would have been totally just to knock that dude out. But then again, I don't know how many friends he had with him and, what kind of crew Kelce had with him. But, lesson learned, Kelce should just bring his O-line with him next time and see if they do try.
There wouldn't have been any effing around and find out on that one. No doubt. Hey, so former Big 12 rivals, Texas Tech, they started off slow. Iowa State, as we're leading up to the revealing of our new power rankings, the Power 12. So we saw A&M lose, Penn State fall, which was 3 versus 4. And then Iowa State is no longer undefeated because of this stories inside the Man Cave VIP alum from Maynard, Texas.
Next to him, yep. Direct snap, Brooks to the end zone, touchdown! Texas Tech has the lead over unbeaten Iowa State with 19 seconds left.
Taj Brooks has rushed for 100 yards in all 9 of their games.
Wow.
He's really good. I thought he would be a Heisman candidate, but so let's go ahead and reveal it. And I love Stevie because he does not like my how I rank these. But you know what? It's great. It's opinions. And this is Phillip's first exposure to this right here. I saw Phillip's reaction.
Well, you can see me there now.
I saw it. I can see all the bottom. I think Ohio State, by virtue of that win over a top 5 team, you got to put them up and move Georgia down. And their only loss is to number 1 Oregon. So you got a lot of one-loss programs.
Yeah.
And Indiana remains.
But you will put Georgia underneath Ohio State?
Uh-huh.
That's where I got my face from.
Yeah. Ohio State's only loss is to number 1 Oregon. And
I was going to say something. That doesn't mean nothing to me.
And then Ohio State just beat former number 3 or 4 Penn State.
Okay, but the eye test, who's a better team, Georgia or Ohio State?
I'd say Ohio State right now.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so I'm going to argue.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with Stevie,
Right.
But Miami has really just been squeaking by
Average.
at least 3 games. I mean, they were down, double digits in a couple of games, and they had to come back and win.
Yeah.
If they had a better schedule, I think they're going to win out. But if they had a better schedule, I don't think they would, be undefeated.
No,
Miami's going to be the Florida State of last year.
Be left out. But, since it's going to 12,
Yeah,
they'll
it's
get a
12.
chance.
Yeah, but that first game that they play, they're going to stink it up like Florida State did in their bowl game.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Well, I think it depends. I don't know. Is it different now that our kids going to stay and not out of the thing, or are they going to stay and play in the playoffs?
I think all the playoff teams, all the kids will stay.
You kind of have to. I mean, it's now, are y'all buying or selling Indiana yet? Undefeated.
I'm buying because I like their coach, and I've already said this, that OU needs to figure out, break the bank to go get that coach.
Wow. Don't go get him.
I hear you. I don't want them to go get him either. But that's what they need. They need a whole new coaching staff over there.
No, I think they're doing a great job. I think they're doing a
phenomenal job. Now, LSU, to me, A&M dropped on the 4 on the outside, but, man, SMU may be the second best team in Texas.
Ooh.
I haven't seen them play.
And they got the money now.
Oh, they're buying their way through life.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. That's good, man. That's a debate.
That is a debate. And in Boise State on that fringe, that running back, Ashton Junty, Heisman, he's going to be that dude's legit. He's from Texas.
Wow.
Man. So, God.
He slipped through the cracks.
So he did. So the first CFP will be revealed on Tuesday, which means some of these rankings won't matter at all. It's going to be interesting, especially where they put Texas as far as the schedule strength, who they beat. But for Texas defense, Colorado State is now bowl eligible. Louisiana Monroe, although has slipped lately, I think they're 1 win away. And Michigan has been a disappointment. I think they're 5-4. But I think we kind of knew that was going to happen. But a win's a win in Ann Arbor. I mean, I know what Stevie thinks, but what's your thoughts on that whole Michigan win?
I think they'll poop the bed. You mean win at Georgia?
Like that whole win on the resume. Will it carry some weight?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So us beating Michigan, they're just not that good. We're not getting any brownie points for going up to Michigan.
I think on the schedule strength, it counts for beating a team like that on the road.
Yeah.
So here's this week's matchups.
Right.
I say upset potential. Speaking of Michigan, they could give Indiana their first loss.
Listen, Georgia Tech looked good earlier this year. They can pull up on Miami right now too.
Yeah, and look what Ole Miss did to Arkansas. I mean, put 60 on them in Fayetteville, it was Oxford, or was it? No, it's Fayetteville.
Yeah,
man. Well, look at Ole Miss. What if Georgia reaches their second loss? What happens?
Yeah, what does happen?
I mean, they got what number are they right now?
Their number, 2 or 3.
They'll probably drop to 5 or 6. But Georgia, I mean, Ole Miss isn't ranked. What's Ole Miss?
I think they're 16.
Yeah, they'll probably drop to 5 or 6.
Let's get lower than that. They'll go lower than that.
Hey, let's give Primetime some love here. Colorado's bowl eligible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Texas Tech is ascending. I think Texas Tech may beat them.
They could. Texas Tech is known for ruining seasons, as they proved yesterday. So, yeah, especially at home.
Yep.
No, it's insane to really think about all that. And for laugh, we all need some laughs. Our guy Tom Herman. So last year, he's a head coach at Florida Atlantic. He was running up the score against UCF. Apparently they're rivals, Florida Atlantic and South Florida. Well, Alex Golis, the head coach of USF, did the same thing to Tom, and Tom did not like it whatsoever.
Trailed at the half. They end up scoring the game's final 30 points. They run for more than 300 yards. The defense ties a school record with 7 sacks.
That is the definition of a rivalry right there.
Yeah, that's a.
Was that Michelle Herman? Was that her?
I don't know.
It looked like it.
Dude, yeah. I feel for him. He's starting over, a little reset, but anything about him you guys miss? Because he was a hothead a couple times at Oklahoma State, and I kind of understood it because they were late hitting a Longhorn.
Yeah. No, he there's nothing I miss about him. I know he was fired up, and the players that played for him loved him because he was a player's coach, you know. Yeah. But you know, he also has to hold his composure on the sideline, you know, when the cameras are on you, especially if you want to get back to a Power 5 school, you know, the big top ranked schools, and the dancing that he did on the sideline with the team against when we played. Yes, exactly. We played Missouri. You know, you can't do that as a head coach. You just can't, you know. But he's fired up, man. He's fiery for his players, and the players that play for him like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phillip, Stevie, this is you. Go ahead, Phil.
I don't like it. You said he did that to them the year before?
Yeah, they ran up the score.
I mean, if you're going to dish it, you got to be able to take it too.
Take it.
I mean, and I thought there was some, you know, immaturity problems when he was here. Like Stevie said, the whole dancing and making fun of the player and all that stuff. Like, that wasn't cool with me. I didn't like it. If the players like him, that's cool. But I don't miss him. So I just think, like Stevie said, he has to hold himself higher than that, especially if he's trying to, you know, get back to a Power 5. But it shows as a little immaturity for me as a head coach. It's just, you got to be better than that.
100%. He's incredibly intelligent and an offensive genius. Mm-hmm. But I'll never forget when he was hired, he made the wrong move, invited the local media in when I was still at KVU, and some of us and some from Houston. They fed us in the players' lounge, and all of a sudden just starts going on this F-bomb tirade about if we break stories and unknown sources, that he was going to control the narrative, basically. So that stuck with me on that. Caption this pick and tell me who this is.
Who is that? It looks familiar, bro.
Oh, I can see the face. Is that you, Sean?
No.
That's you?
No. Sean's not that old.
That face looks familiar.
Is that a Jenner?
No, I'll give you two hints. Florida State.
Mac Brown.
There you go.
That's Mac.
That's Mac. I was wondering why that face looked familiar.
Mac, he looks all American right there, bro.
Uh-huh.
Poor guy had some injuries. Put him out.
Looks like he ran some people over too.
Phillip? What would you caption this ISO photo on Team Photograph Day?
I don't know. I don't know what I would caption that.
I'm headed to it.
Before he went out, he said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna pull one of my socks down and take this picture like this."
He says, "I'm a future knee replacement patient."
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. Why does he have one sock down and one sock up? I don't know.
He got the drip, man. He got the drip.
That's the drip, baby.
No wristbands or anything.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, more disappointment from that team that plays tackle football in Arlington, Texas. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Here at Hargrove Roofing, we try to think outside the box to kind of get the creative juices flowing. So I brought in my friend Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the Texas Longhorns. He's going to help the team strategize, really motivate them, light a fire.
This guy's going to block down. This guy's going to block down. You put your butt into the guard, and that way my Mike linebacker gets free to do what?
Not only are they going to learn a thing or two, but they're going to also leave with a great attitude and a bunch of smiles on their faces.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with roofing exactly?
Get out.
Right now.
I said get out.
For me, that's what it's all about. It's just having fun, making our employees have a great time. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
This is JJ Gotch, CEO of the Austin Gamblers, and segment 2 of Stories Inside the Man Cave is next.
All right, gentlemen. Tackle football is not a specialty on how to play it and winning it by the America's team. The Falcons defeated the Cowboys 27-21 today. Dallas drops to 3-5 overall. Bijan Robinson had 88 yards. Now, Dallas was competitive, but on the sideline, Dak Prescott during the broadcast, well, you could read his lips. We effing suck. I think the realization is setting in. Phillip, what's your thoughts, man? What's going on in Dallas? I think we all know the one constant, but will it ever happen?
Jerry Jones. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the problem. I'm telling you. They will not win again until he's out, unless his son is the same way he is. And then they'll add another 40 years of losing. It's Jerry Jones. He is a common denominator.
100%.
I heard when Jimmy was there, he told Jerry Jones, stay out my business and let me do what I do and you do what you do. And they won Super Bowls. And Jerry Jones' ego got in the way, couldn't handle it because Jimmy was getting all the pub, fired him, and now they're here. Paid all that money and for nothing.
I 100% agree with you, Phillip. But I'm gonna go to Maya Angelou, the great American poet. She said, "When someone tell you who they are, believe them." And Dak just told y'all.
He literally said it.
He literally said it.
That quote is so profound and powerful. The actions, very, very few times do people actually just say it. But Dak said it on. I'm pretty sure he didn't realize the broadcast camera was on it. But he also injured his hamstring today. Yeah. Said he'll be back next week. But I don't know. But this is part of their tough schedule. I think DeMarvin's a keeper on defense. DeMarvin Overshown. It was cool to see him and Bijan after the game hugging it out. He knocked the shit out of Bijan today. Did he? So WFA sports reporter and anchor Mike Leslie, great talent. He tweeted something last week that got a lot of pub. It says, "What is Trayvon Diggs doing on this play?" Well, I'm not bashing Mike Leslie, but it was Donovan Wilson who got the blown coverage against Kittles. And after the game, Diggs saw that tweet. Did y'all see that? Saw that tweet in the locker room and went after Mike Leslie saying, "What are you looking at? That's what you got from that play?" If you look at the play, Diggs was man up on the inside receiver. Well, of course he's going to go with him. That receiver's going out so the tight end can come under. Mm-hmm. And so he was trying to get off of the coverage. And anyway, Diggs on the way to the locker room after he was just arguing with him about it, he says, Mike Leslie said, "Hey, let's talk about it." And Diggs says, "Why don't we talk about these nuts?" And so they made up, and this was both of them apologized, and this is what they exchanged.
Right? Yeah. What flavor you want? I got ranch. I got banana pudding.
I'll go ranch. I'm not a banana guy.
All right, here you go.
Which one's you?
I'll go with these.
Yeah?
Banana pudding.
You see a fan send some of these to the station too, man.
Cheers. All good.
My bad, man. If I misread the play, I appreciate you apologizing. I'm sorry too.
That's right. Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
Good.
That's what I'm getting you guys for your stocking for Christmas.
Hey, my birthday is this month, so maybe I can get two deliveries.
Let's get it all. Let's get it all.
So you're asking for a lot of these nuts, aren't you?
Deliveries of nuts.
He's going to get these nuts all up in his stocking. So the Hangover, you remember Leslie Chow, Mr. Chow?
Yeah.
I just forgot his real name. He's actually a physician, a doctor. After the Dodgers won the World Series, some Dodger fans wanted him to say something on their cell phone for him.
Yeah. What's up? Oh yeah, I got you.
What's up, tell him?
What's up?
My peoples.
What, my peoples?
That's right.
Yeah, to the Yankees. Toodaloo, motherfucker.
That's classic.
Oh my God. Hangover 1 or 2? Which one do you guys prefer?
Ooh, I think we got to go 1 because me and Stevie have a bunch of one-liners from that movie.
Oh my God.
I like all 3 of them, man. But yeah, one I think is the best.
Has to be.
Well, wait. Which one was it when they went to Thailand?
That's 2.
Yeah,
that's 2. Ooh, when they went to the and they saw the lady boys, and Alan said, "Is this a magic trick?"
Hey man, tell me something good.
Hey, we'll start with our VIP guest, great defensive back in UT football history. He and Stevie go way back to Shreveport, but Phillip Geiggar, you are now officially initiated as a Stories Inside the Man Cave VIP alumni. Tell me something good, my brother.
Something good is that I am officially in the Man Cave. And I am honored to be a VIP here. And, my son starts his playoffs this next weekend. So we got 2 games to win it all. We're undefeated in a regular season.
Let's go, team.
So, that's something good for me.
I like that, man. Proud dad. I love it. I will never get tired of hearing from proud parents.
Yeah.
Stevie Lee.
That's exactly where I was going.
Oh, man.
That's exactly what. So my daughters, this might be emotional to me, man, because all these years of my kids playing volleyball, my oldest one is on varsity this year, and my youngest one is a freshman. My oldest is a senior on varsity. My youngest one is a freshman playing JV. Well, they go to the playoffs, and their playoff game is tomorrow, but their head coach called 4 girls up from JV to play varsity during the playoffs, and my youngest daughter was one of those. So I got both my daughters playing on the same team tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, they're on the same team. The youngest one probably won't play, or if she does, it'll be playing a little bit like cleanup or trash time.
Right.
But they're grooming her for next year. But this was like a dream come true for my girls to be playing on the same team.
That's beautiful.
Together. So that's something cool and something good for me, man. That's we're just old dads now, man. We talk football, we can't do it no more. So we watch it and talk it. That's all we do, man. But I live vicariously through my babies, man.
I love that.
I don't know how to bump set. I don't know how to spike. I don't know how to do any of that, but I think I can. Just because they can.
You'll pull a hammy just like Dak Prescott if you do that.
Yeah, no question.
That's what. Hey, much respect to you both, man, for doing the hardest job in the world every day.
Yeah,
every day, and being good at it. All Americans. I'll tell you something good, and thank God. Here's something great. By Tuesday night, we don't have to watch another political ad. It has been overkill.
Oh my gosh!
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I have contemplated. I probably changed political parties 12 times in the past year. Right now, I just wish I wasn't affiliated with any of them.
Yeah, no, it's overkill right now, man.
It is, and it's just dividing the country more and more and more. So my tell me something good is that on Tuesday of this week, Election Day, all of them are important. All of them are important. Local, regional, state, national. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. I voted early. Stevie voted early. Phillip, you probably did too. A large number have. There are some key offices, races going on at all levels. It's not just the presidency, but, man, I don't care if you're left, right, in the middle, or moderate or independent. Just go vote. Much love to Phillip Geiggar. Man, I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. This was fun.
We'll have to do it again. And so you'll love this. This is how we do it. For the love of Shreveport, Louisiana, the hometown of the Stevie Lee and the Phillip Geiggar and the former national high school football power, that being Shreveport Evangel. They're still there. They still exist. They still win games. And to the city of my college alma mater, that being Nacogdoches, Texas, and the beautiful hometown Austin, and to the OG Man Cave boys and the Hargrove's family and the OG Man Cave boys, that being Harbaugh Harge, Big Mike, and the Coach Mo. What do we tell them, Stevie Lee?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
I said get out.